Every day on this channel, I go through everything Elon said on X in the last 24 hours. And Elon replied to this video of Alexandria Cortez saying that this bill, the big beautiful bill, is a deal with the devil. It explodes our national debt, it militarizes our entire economy, and it strips away healthcare and basic dignity of the American people. All for what? To give Elon Musk a tax break and billionaires the greedy taking of our nation. And so Elon responds to this saying, I have been super clear that we should not pass this bill. We should hit the debt ceiling and live within our means, just as we do as individuals. Instead, there is massive de facto taxation via inflation. And Elon reposted this from Ray Dalio, who says that after spending time in Washington, D.C. discussing the budget deficit with senior people on both sides of the aisle, it's clear to me that we are unlikely to change the debt trajectory we're on and avoid the painful consequences. While virtually everyone agrees on the need to address our debt problem in a balanced way that includes tax increases and cuts to benefits, they also agree that they cannot speak up because politics have become absolutist. We must find a solution around absolutist pledges like I will not raise taxes or I will not reduce benefits when they are desperately needed. Now, since Elon reposted this from Ray Dalio, the big beautiful bill passed the House. It happened this morning. So it's now passed the Senate and then it passed the House. Now it's going to Trump's desk to be signed. And Elon said a few days ago that if this bill passes, he will start the America Party the very next day. And what day is it tomorrow? Tomorrow is Independence Day, of course, because not even the best simulation writers could have foretold this. Of course, Elon starts the America Party on July 4th. Now, will Elon actually stick to it and start this party? That is up to us to discern, and I'll keep you guys aware that this post here came before the big beautiful bill passed the House. Colin Rugg posted that a poll finds that 40% of voters say they are likely to support Elon Musk's America Party if he decides to launch it. And 38% said they would not likely support. So Elon quoted this and said, encouraging. And then we got another indicator here, and again, this is before the bill passed the House. And Elon quoted this Latin phrase, which means the voice of the people is the voice of God. And he said 80% voted for a new party, the people, so it must be divine. And Chairman quoted Elon and said that he's about to find out that there's more to the quote, that the whole quote says that the crowd is actually not divine, that there's chaos in the crowd. It can lead you astray. And Elon replied to Chairman saying, that was in a letter addressed to my ancestor. He ignored it, as will I. And what that suggests to me is he is going to honor the results of that poll. 80% voted for a new party, and he seems pretty set on creating it. He said he was going to do it if the bill passed. The bill just passed. I think he's going to do it. And since the bill passed a couple of hours ago, Elon still has remained silent. So let's move on to what else he said. Elon reposted the SpaceX company policy. It says, make requirements less dumb, delete the part or process step, then optimize, then accelerate, and then automate. So Elon quotes this and says, the government and most large organizations tend to start with make requirements more dumb. And Starship is the largest and most powerful flying object ever made, and it is just getting started. And yesterday, Elon said that it's time to retire the space station and focus on Mars. And today he reposted it again. And that was something he said for the very first time a couple of weeks ago when some engineers were noting how old it's getting. And Starship looks like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. And Tesla was installing a bunch of energy products in Lost Hills, California. And Max quoted it saying that solar and storage will be the majority of meeting growing energy needs. The sun is a reliable giant fusion reactor. We just need to catch a minuscule amount of it. The largest supercharger in the world will be powered by the sun. And the Tesla Model Y is now the best-selling car in Turkey for the first time. Even over all gas cars, this is the first time the Model Y has led the charts in the country. Tesla also crushed electric vehicle sales in Ireland with a 43.5% market share, taking a massive lead with the Model 3 and the Model Y taking the top 2 spots. And Stephen Mark Ryan says, that little speck is vehicles, the next circle is autonomy, and that massive circle that takes up more than half the picture is humanoids. And Elon agrees. And Tesla says that Cybercab will run on a new platform with 5.5 miles per kilowatt hour. That is one of the most efficient electric vehicle designs ever. And Elon says it's extremely optimized for lowest cost per mile of operation. And today, the EU takes a significant step towards strengthening online censorship, transforming the Code of Conduct on Disinformation into a mandatory part of the Digital Services Act. The Digital Services Act threatens free speech across the world and must be repealed. And this picture says the Digital Service Act doesn't stand for Digital Service Act. It stands for delete, silence, abolish. And Elon quoted this saying, yes. And Elon posted this meme where Anthropic is being held at gunpoint by Cursor, which is being held at gunpoint by XAI, and all of them are under fire by AGI. And so someone quotes them in Korean saying, "Wake up, Elon." And Elon responds in Korean saying, "I am awake." And Peter says that he's been thinking about public libraries. Back in the late 19th century and early 20th century, libraries were a cornerstone of philanthropy. They were part of a noble project to uplift the masses by giving them access to books they could not afford. But that solves a problem we don't really have anymore. We have mass access to information through our phones, and books are cheap or free. We need to think of what libraries can do for people that they can't do with their own resources. What's the social equivalent in the 21st century of providing working class people with books in the 19th? And Elon responded saying, internet connectivity. And the former president of Sri Lanka thanked Elon for enabling Starlink satellite internet access for all Sri Lankans, and Starlink is now available in Chad. And the Persistent says release the unredacted Epstein files. Elon says yes, he's been asking for these for a while. And Asman Gold says 10 months and over 800,000 signatures later, the Stop Killing Games initiative is almost across the finish line of 1 million. And Elon reposted this, and the Stop Killing Games initiative started after Ubisoft decided to shut down The Crew servers, rendering the game unplayable. So the movement just wants to make it so that once you buy a game, they can't shut it down. And a paralyzed military veteran is one of 7 people in the country and the first patient at a Miami hospital to be implanted with an Elon Musk-backed brain chip as part of a clinical trial underway in South Florida. And X is now the #1 news app in the UK. And you have to reply with your favorite Tom Cruise movie. Elon replies with Tropic Thunder and Edge of Tomorrow. And respect to the engineers of the past who built the world without using AI. Elon says indeed, and without computers at all until the middle of the 20th century. So that's everything Elon said today, but we did just get some new Tesla Robotaxi app news. Tesla released an iOS update to people who are on the Robotaxi network. And in the app, you can now adjust pickup location. It will display the remaining wait time at pickup in the app and live activity on your lock screen. And then there are some design improvements and bug fixes and stability improvements. We also saw a lot more validating going on in downtown Austin last night outside of the geofenced area. They were doing this kind of validating in the geofenced area before they actually launched it. So this is a good sign to see that they're about to expand the geofenced area considering they are validating here. And one more thing I want to show you guys. I've been tracking Elon's posts since I started this series. Every day I categorize everything that he says into topics. And so I'm starting to accumulate a large data set and share my analysis. Here's Elon's political posts in contrast with his total posts over the last 40 days. And this includes reposts and replies, but you can see on June 5th, he posted political stuff over 60 times. And somebody said you should put Tesla's stock price on there. So I did. And you can see as his political posts go up, Tesla stock goes down. And then as his political posts go down, Tesla stock goes back up, and then his political posts go up and Tesla stock goes back down. So if you wanted a leading indicator to trade Tesla stock, I think this is the best one. And how much has Elon posted about all of his companies over the last 40 days? Here's just some of the topics that I keep track of. I didn't want to put them all on one chart because it was going to be too cluttered. But the red is Tesla, the black is SpaceX, the blue is still, of course, politics. June 22nd, that was the day that Robotaxi launched, so he tweeted about Tesla 40 times. And in total, over the last 40 days, he has tweeted 499 times about politics, wokeness, or Doge. That's how I categorize it. 300 times about Tesla, 219 times about SpaceX. I do keep track of a couple other categories that I didn't post on here. And so members of this channel and subscribers on X will get access to my data set so you guys can make whatever charts that you like with the data. And so that's all for today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.